Bison, ghosts of the Great Plains. In the pale glow of dawn, when the prairies stretch endlessly beneath a silver sky, a colossal silhouette materializes from the mist. It does not announce itself with roars or howls. Its power lies not in noise, but in presence, the quiet thunder of hooves pressing into damp soil, the breath of wind threading through a mane of tangled fur. This is the bison, the enduring giant of North America, once numbering tens of millions, now remembered as both a survivor of deep time and a witness to humanity's capacity for both destruction and redemption. Ancient origins. The story of the bison begins not in the American grasslands, but in the frozen steppes of Eurasia. Around 300,000 years ago, their ancestors crossed the Bering Land Bridge from Siberia into Alaska, joining mammoths, saber-toothed cats, and giant ground sloths in the Ice Age menagerie. They are not cows. They are not buffalo. They represent a unique evolutionary branch within the Bovidae family, a lineage that has endured glaciations, megafaunal extinctions, and shifting climates. Today, only two species survive. Bison, the American bison, roaming prairies, woodlands, and national parks of the United States and Canada. Bison bonaesis, the European bison or wisent, once wiped out in the wild, but reintroduced into ancient forests of Poland, Belarus, and beyond. Each carries the echoes of an age when herds stretched horizon to horizon, sculpting ecosystems with their grazing and migrations. Masters of survival. The bison is built for paradox. A creature weighing nearly a ton, up to 2 meters tall and 3 meters long, should by all logic be clumsy. Yet it can sprint at 65 kilometers per hour, nearly the speed of a racehorse. It can leap nearly 2 meters high, scale rocky slopes, and swim across icy rivers with the determination of a living icebreaker. The secret lies in its anatomy. That massive hump above the shoulders is not fat, but a fortress of muscle anchored to a forward-sloping spine. These muscles drive the powerful forelegs, allowing bison to bulldoze through snowdrifts, uproot grasses, or clash with rivals in bone-shaking duels. Their thick, double-layered coats, an insulating underlayer topped by long, coarse guard hairs, let them withstand winters as brutal as -40 degrees Celsius. Where cattle would freeze, bison endure. Instead of fleeing storms, they lower their heads and sweep snow aside with their horns, exposing hidden grasses. Their very posture, broad head down, shoulders hunched forward, embodies resilience against nature's harshest tests. Life on the plains. A bison's life revolves around 3 rhythms: grazing, moving, and staying together. They are strict herbivores, spending 9 to 11 hours each day chewing through grasses, sedges, herbs, and shrubs. Their digestive system, powered by a 4-chambered stomach and billions of gut microbes, transforms tough cellulose into energy, making them among the most efficient grazers on Earth. Herds shift in size with the seasons. In summer, mothers and calves form stable groups of 20 to 50, while males live alone or in small bachelor bands. During the mating season, known as the rut, bulls rejoin the herds. Unlike lions with dramatic roars, bison courtship is subtle but intense. Head-to-head shoving matches, deep bellows, and tireless following of females. Some bulls stop eating altogether, consumed only by the drive to reproduce. Gestation lasts 9 months, and in spring, calves are born into the greening prairie. Called red dogs for their fiery coats, they can stand within minutes and run within hours. Their mothers guard them with fierce devotion, often charging wolves, coyotes, or even grizzly bears to protect them. Herds display astonishing unity. If a calf falls behind, adults will circle around it, forming a wall of bodies against predators. This solidarity, this instinct to move as one, is why bison herds could once reshape entire landscapes. Their migrations carved trails later followed by Native Americans and settlers, trails still etched into the geography with names like Buffalo Trace and Bison Path. The near extinction. For millennia, indigenous peoples of North America lived in symbiosis with the bison. Tribes such as the Lakota, Blackfoot, and Cheyenne used every part of the animal: meat for food, hides for shelter and clothing, bones for tools, sinew for bowstrings. The bison was not only a source of survival, but a sacred symbol of abundance, unity, and balance with the land. Then came the 19th century. Waves of European settlers and hunters poured westward, rifles in hand. Trains carried hunters into the plains, where they shot thousands of bison in a single day, often not for meat, but for hides, or simply to clear grazing lands for cattle. The slaughter was systematic, a deliberate attempt to break both the herds and the indigenous cultures tied to them. From an estimated 30 to 60 million bison, the population plummeted to fewer than 1,000 by the 1880s. Bones were piled in mountains, hides stacked in rail cars. The great herds were gone, and with them nearly collapsed the way of life of the Plains tribes. The return. Yet the story did not end there. Against overwhelming odds, a handful of conservationists, ranchers, and native leaders took action. Figures like William Hornaday, Charles Goodnight, and Sitting Bull helped protect remnant herds. Yellowstone National Park became a refuge, harboring one of the last wild groups. Slowly, painstakingly, bison were bred, protected, and reintroduced. Today, thanks to over a century of effort, their numbers have rebounded to around 500,000. Most live in managed herds, but tens of thousands roam in conservation areas, national parks, and tribal lands. The European Wisent, too, has staged a comeback, wandering once again through the Bialoiza forest and other re-wilded landscapes. In 2016, the American bison was officially declared the national mammal of the United States, standing alongside the bald eagle as an emblem of strength and freedom. The spirit of the land. To stand before a herd of bison is to encounter not just animals, but living history. Their presence changes the land. Wallowing creates microhabitats for plants and insects. Grazing stimulates prairie growth. Their hooves aerate the soil. They are ecosystem engineers, shaping entire biomes with each step. But beyond their ecological role, they are symbols. They remind us that survival is not always about dominance or aggression. The bison does not hunt. It does not roar. Its power lies in patience, in unity, in the steady ability to keep moving forward no matter how fierce the storm. They are, in many ways, the heartbeat of the prairie itself. A fragile future, yet the future remains uncertain. Climate change threatens to alter grassland ecosystems. Human development fragments habitats, and genetic bottlenecks from their near extinction still shadow their recovery. True wild bison, free-roaming, self-sustaining herds, exist only in a handful of places. Still, the bison walks. From Yellowstone to the Black Hills, from the Great Plains to the forests of Europe, their hooves drum a rhythm that has echoed for millennia. And perhaps that is the greatest lesson they offer us, that resilience is quiet. It does not need spectacle. It endures, step by step, across centuries of change. The bison is not simply a survivor of the past. It is a promise for the future, a reminder that even when we bring a species to the edge of extinction, we can also choose to bring it back. As the sun sinks over the horizon and a herd moves slowly across the golden sea of grass, you hear no roar, no clamor, only the wind, the rustle of prairie, and the steady, eternal footsteps of giants.